your new security system. It must be my mobile phone in the sensors. Right, thank you. Do I have to take everything out of my pockets? It could be... Hang on. Could be that. I hate it when you have to just keep removing everything you've... Maybe that. Always be safe. OK. Look, I'm running out of things. I have nothing else in my pockets to get through security into my own lab, unless... Oh, hang on. No, I left this in last night. Sorry, I forgot to take that out. I thought I had. Right. Thank you. Hello, I'm Richard Hammond. This is my Blast Lab. Now, I've invited 2 teams of scientists into my lab to take part in a series of top-level scientific challenges. If they are successful, they will win prizes. If they're unsuccessful, they'll win prizes, but they'll have to blow them all up at the end. Let's have a look at what's in store. Of course, essential that my top-secret underground lab is guarded constantly, which is why I have a team of top-flight SAS guards permanently here. But they're not here today, sadly. It turns out it's an SAS bank holiday and they don't work on bank holidays. But it's OK, because I've replaced them for today with a woman who made Bruce Lee cry. She is my Ninja Nan. Thank you for standing in. I know, she looks fragile. She is, in fact, a fully trained ninja. There you go, told you. Right, Ninja Nan, if you'd like to take... Oh, she's also quite deaf. Ninja Nan! Ninja Nan! Thank you. Take your place in security and guard us all. Yeah, there she goes. Look at her move. The speed is quite deceptive. I know, she looks slow, but she's really shifting. Ninja Nan, are you in security? Oh, there she is, moving with ninja speed, pulling a little tartan ninja shopping trolley, settling in. Good to have her there. Oh, good grief. Oh, you see, she is green-fingered, Nan. Really. She beat everyone at last month's vegetable growing competition. She didn't win. That's why she beat everyone up. Right, let's leave her to get settled in and let's meet the bunch of people trying to get into my lab today. Hello. Right, now, you claim to be the yellow team, yeah? We can't just take your word for it and let anybody in here. We have to be careful. So, for security purposes, I need to check your names off. Identify yourselves by name, please.
Lydia! Nadia! Maddie!
Lydia, Nadia, Maddie. Yeah, that checks out, that checks out. Now, Nadia, it says here for the hidden talent, under your name, playing the harmonica. Can you?
Yeah.
Prove it. Well, I don't feel an album coming on, but I think that was a harmonica being played. You cleared through security. That confirms it. Sorry about the security checks, yellow teams. Can't be too careful. Too many people trying to get in here, you know? Where have you all come from?
Bolton! And we are Hammy's heroes! Woo!
Yeah, you thought of your own team name. And it's like a compliment to me. And it makes no difference because you are the yellow team. OK, let's meet the people claiming to be the red team. Let's have a look at you. Right, now, you say you are the red team. Identify yourselves by names, please, so I can check. You are?
Archie! Christy! Michael!
Archie, Christy and Michael. Good, that checks out. And under hidden talent here, Michael, it says you're top 3 junior in table tennis in Northern Ireland. And I'd say by those skills, yep, I'd say you probably are. Right, that's it. You cleared through security. Coming in. Hello, red team. Where are you from?
We're Northern! We are the business!
No, you're not. You're the red team. Tell you something I've noticed. We are in a boys' team, girls' team situation, which generally means the competition is quite high and fierce. Right, well, good luck to both teams. Go and get settled in, please. We're about to play round 1. Go and get settled in. Boys and girls, that always means some competition. Right, I'd like you to meet a good friend of mine. He's the lab technician with a faulty ignition. It is Oliver. course, fitted with the very latest state-of-the-art fact nav. I actually fitted it myself. In fact, I told Ninja Nan it was so easy to do that I could fit it with one arm tied behind my back. I couldn't. And as a result, well, it doesn't work very well. A lot of the facts are not correct. So I need our two teams to tell me which is which. Once they've told me whether they think their science fact is true or false, Oliver will tell us if it really is. If it's true, he'll do this. And if it's false, he'll do this. OK, yellow team, red team, your first chance to earn some points. Reds, you go first. Tell me whether this is true or false. The sun is 5 times hotter than a lightning bolt. Is that true or false? Have a chat, have a think. Audience, what do you think? Is that true or false?
True!
I'd say pretty overwhelming response from the audience there, saying it's true. But team, what do you reckon?
False.
You think it's false. Oliver, is it true or false? It is false. Straight away, that's a point for the red team. That's a point for the red team. In actual fact, a lightning bolt is 5 times hotter than the sun, and the surface of the sun is over 5,500 degrees Celsius, which is pretty toasty. Right, yellows, your science fact, here it is. Tell me whether this is true or false. A teaspoon of a neutron star would weigh over 100 million tons. Have a think. Audience, is that true or false? What do we think? True or false? Quite a lot here saying true. Quite a lot there were saying false and then changed it to say true when the people next to them said true. So I think this one has maybe stumped the audience a little bit. The yellow team, what do you think? True or false?
True.
You think it's true. Oliver, is it true or is it false? It is true. That's a point for the yellow team as well. So we're on 1 point each. And amazingly, that is the equivalent, and you'll have worked this out, I know, of 12.5 million double-decker buses. Neutron stars are actually born when large stars finish burning their nuclear fuel and they undergo a supernova explosion, which is basically a really big one. And it all sorts of collapses in and weighs a very, very great deal. Right, third question. This is an actual question. I don't want true or false answers. I want an actual answer. Write it down on your boards, please. Both teams, here comes your question. Atoms are everywhere, but how many could you fit on a full stop? Have a think, have a chat. Audience, anybody got any theories on this? What do we think? I'm going to come and talk to you using this. You've probably noticed it looks like a traffic cone, but it's actually a microphone as well. You see, it's cunningly hidden. It's a microcone. OK. Let's see if it works. What do you reckon? How many?
7.
You think 7 atoms. Any difference from there?
About 13.
That's a very precise answer. Why 13?
Because it looks a bit like the same.
OK.
13
It looks like you could get 13 atoms on a full stop. Fair enough, I'll take that. Yeah, how many atoms on a full stop? Hazard a guess.
3 or 4.
3 or 4?
17.
17. Some very precise answers from the audience. Admirable. Right, let's see then what our teams think, because they're the ones playing for points. I shall put the new Blast Lab microcone on the step there. Sweep the world, that will. Right, have you both come up with an answer? Reds, you've got an answer. Yellows, you've got an answer. Turn those answers round so we can all have a look. For the Reds, we've got 1 million. We've gone up quite a lot in the numbers. Yellows, we've got 250. Well, the actual answer is 10 million atoms on a full stop. 10 million, which means the red team takes the point. Well done. People used to think, of course, that atoms were the smallest thing on Earth until they split one. Not by accident, they didn't drop it or anything. They split it deliberately and they found protons, neutrons and electrons inside. OK, the score now is 2-1 to the Reds. To come, but right now it's time for mini science. This is a round where our teams will be conducting their very own scientific experiments, and to help us do that, we need, of course, my old science teacher, Mini Bits.
Richard, before we start, will your mum and dad be coming to parents' evening tonight?
No, miss, I forgot to take the letter home. Sorry.
You forgot?
Yes, miss, sorry.
Tell me, Richard, did you also forget how to transport a 65-year-old science teacher through time without her ending up like a 10-year-old girl?
Yes, miss, I forgot that as well. I'm sorry. It won't happen again, I'm sorry, miss. So what experiment are we doing today, then?
Well, Richard, today we're looking at water. You see, although you can swim easily through it, it's actually quite heavy. In this game, the teams have to guess the weight of a lab rat and Ninja Nan in relation to water-filled bottles.
How are they going to do that, miss? And does it have anything to do with the enormous set of weighing scales just behind you, miss?
Well, Nan and the lab rat must get on the scales separately, and the teams will have to guess how many bottles of water they weigh. One team will guess the lab rat's weight, and the other will guess Ninja Nan's. After the team have guessed, the lab rat will put the water on the scales. The team with the closest guess wins the game.
OK, so this is all about how heavy water is and trying to use it to guess the weight of lab rat or Ninja Nan and balance them out. Right, well, there's a few important points here. Red team, you're ahead. So you get two choices. Firstly, you get to decide who you want to try and balance out using water on these scales, lab rat or Ninja Nan.
Ninja Nan.
Ninja Nan. The second choice is whether you want to go first or second.
Second.
You want to go second. Right. Red team, if you could clear off to security, please. There'll be a lab rat there to look after you and make sure you can't hear or see what's going on. We have the lab rat on the scales ready, yellow team, for you to do the balancing. Now, I'm going to give you some time to have a little talk amongst yourselves and choose which size of bottles and how many you want to use, OK? Water is the only substance on Earth that occurs naturally in all three states. So it can be solid as ice, it can be a liquid as water, or it can be a gas as steam. And it's also surprisingly heavy. Every litre of it weighs a kilogram. Of course, I forgot to tell our teams that, but then they'll work it out, I don't doubt. And when it comes to weight, mass and weight are not the same thing, because your mass is always the same, but you weigh differently depending upon gravitational pull. So if you were to stand at the top of Mount Everest, where the Earth's gravitational pull isn't as strong as it is at sea level, you'd actually weigh less than if you were to weigh yourself at the seaside. Right, hopefully, our red team will be being kept entertained in security. I have a nasty suspicion that the lab rat that's going to be looking after them in there is going to keep them entertained with their favourite pastime, which is watching the security cameras. Their particular favourite is the one that looks at the water wheel. They're watching it. Yellows, how are we doing?
We want 4 90-litre bottles. 19.
4 19-litre bottles, OK. 4 the big ones.
2 medium bottles, the 2 litres.
2 the medium ones, OK.
And 2 1-litre bottles.
OK, lab rats, can we loading those in, please? That's 4 of the really big ones.
2.
2, the medium-sized 2-litre ones.
2 of the small.
2 of the 1-litre ones. OK, lab rats, if you load them up. Let's see, he hasn't moved yet.
No one's gonna show me how. Give it to me. Yeah. No one's gonna stop me now.
Right, is that everything? Take your feet right off the ground, please, lab rat. We're not quite there, but that looks to me to be pretty close. Now, I can tell you that you put 82 litres of water on. Now, that equates to 82 kilograms. And our lab rat weighs 87 kilograms. So, you're only 5 kilograms off. That was pretty close, if you ask me. So, that's how the yellow team's done. What we're going to do now is find out whether the red team can beat that. If they get closer than that to the weight of Ninja Nan, they get the point. If they're further away than that, you get the point, yellows. Right, let's get rid of lab rat. Let's get all of these bottles put back. Let's have the red team back in the blast lab, please. Welcome back, Reds. OK, now you're going to be balancing Ninja Nan. So, lab rat, if you'd like to get off, Ninja Nan, if you wouldn't mind, please, taking his place. Reds, you've got some time to think how many bottles and of which size you want to use to balance Ninja Nan. All right? Get on, have a chat, work it out. OK, Reds, you look to have come to a decision there pretty quickly, yeah? What are you going to go for, then?
2 19-litres and 10 2-litres.
2 19s and 10 2-litres. Lab rats, did you hear that? Let's load it up, please. 2 19s, 10 2-litres. Oh, liftoff is happening. And look, she was balancing now. Oh, Oh, no, I can tell you that's because you put on 58 litres of water, which equates to 58 kilos. Ninja Nan weighs 54. So you were just 4 over, which was very, very close. If fact, let's just take those 2 off and we'll see Ninja Nan balanced perfectly. Obviously, she's used to that. As a ninja, her balance is naturally perfect. There we go, look at that. And that does mean, Reds, you were closest. You take the point. Round of applause for the Red team. Both teams getting really a lot closer than I expected there. That was impressive stuff. Water is surprisingly heavy. So I wonder what would happen if instead of piling it carefully like we did there, you dropped it from very, very, very high up onto something. So it would appear from what we've seen already that water is pretty powerful stuff. And it would follow then that the more water you've got, the more powerful it is. But really, how can it hurt anything? It goes against your instincts. I mean, it's just water. That doesn't hurt. It's just floppy. Well, it may feel floppy, but science says it can be dangerous. If water is dropped from a height, it will keep on accelerating until it's going, well, really, really quickly. The greater the speed and the larger the water, then the bigger the force when it finally hits something.
Beep, beep.
Right, you. Out, please. Go on, out. I need your car. Go. Thank you very much. This will do perfectly well. We're going to need more water, a bigger bag. That would be perfect. Don't worry, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. This is a perfect car for this experiment, Granada. This is the GL model. A lot of safety features on here. Not sure if this is what they had in mind when they designed it, but let's see. Right, get that in position over this. This should be good. OK, take it up. Excellent. I am looking forward to seeing this. Keen to know what it does. Stop looking so miserable. It'll be fine. Don't worry. That's a ton of water. An instinct tells you it's just going to be a splash and not do any damage, but it should be quite an impact, probably. I mean, your car will be fine. Don't worry about that. It'll be fine. OK. That's as high as it'll go there. Look at that, a ton of water. Yeah. What? Don't look miserable. This is science going on. Good use of your car. It'll be fine, it'll be fine. Right, 3, 2, 1, drop. Hold the experiment right there because... No, because teams, there's another point in this. Score right now is 3-1 to the Reds. Yellows, you need this point. And I'm going to give the point to the team that can describe most accurately what's going to happen. Reds, what's your theory? What do you think's going to happen?
We think the water will just come on and damage the top of the car.
And it'll get wet.
Bit of damage in the car will get wet. I think that's going to happen. Yellows, what do you think?
Because it's so high up, when it'll fall down at maybe 60 miles an hour, so it can, like, reach its full velocity and then turn into a solid and smash the roof of the car.
So you think it'll smash the roof of the car? You think a lot of damage. But you think...
Just damage the top of the car.
Bit of dent. OK. So, damage the top of the car, more damage over here from the yellows. OK. Well, I think that's fairly clear. We'll be able to judge for ourselves who's the closest because we're going to have a look now and see exactly what does happen. Let's have a look. 3, 2, 1, drop. Hey, it'll be fine, don't worry. It's not... Yeah. Wow! Wow, you see the power of water in action. Look at that! The doors are bent, the chassis bent, windscreen's gone, the roof's gone. It didn't even splash. It just mashed it. What? Most of that will polish out. That's science, that is. We learnt. We felt the benefit. You've got some rust there. You want to work on that. I think think the expressions in here told us a whole story there. Reds, you're not even going to claim that point, are you, Vin? Realistically, it can only go to the yellows. Well done. That means scores now at 3-2. Who'd have thought, hey? Just a bag of water really spoiled that lab rat's car. Whoops. Right. Time now for both our teams to go off and get ready for the Messy Mess test. Away you go, because you're going to need your protective suits on. Off you go and get changed. And while they're doing that, audience, I thought that was quite impressive. Anybody want to see it again? Who'd like to see that again? Yeah, so would I. Let's have a look at that again. Just a bag of water, that's all it was. Who'd have thought? He was quite cross, if you were wondering. Well done to every member of the audience here who said the damage would be substantial, because it was, as it turned out. OK, it's time for us all to move on, because right now it's time for the Messy Mess test. Which today is the Bridge of Destiny.
The Bridge of Destiny.
Yeah. Your prizes, like an MP3 player, a planetarium, and a kitchen chemistry set, all need teams to be transported across this tank full of lethal, toxic gunge. If they fall in, they're useless, obviously, because they'll melt. Right, to do this, you will need to construct your very own Bridge of Destiny.
The Bridge of Destiny.
To move them from one side to the other. Now, all the bits you need are in the tank with you, and hopefully that is all that's in the tank with you. I think I got all the vicious eels out last night, but they do breed quite quickly, so just watch your fingers in there, OK? All you need to do then is burrow about in this lethal toxic gunge and find all the pieces you need to assemble your bridge before your precious prizes end up forever in the yawning chasm below your Bridge of Destiny. As soon as you've finished your bridge, pull the lever. Reds, you pull that one. Yellows, you pull that one to release your car towing your truck full of prize pods. Red team, you're going to be starting first because you have the most points right now, so they've bought you a 5-second advantage. When you hear the first siren, you start. Yellows, you wait. The second you hear the second siren, get on with it, building your bridge. OK, everybody knows what they've got to do. This is a straight race across the tanks, and that race starts now. And the Reds are off and making good use of their head start. Now, there's the second siren. The Yellows will have to hurry to catch the Reds. It does look like hard work wading through all that gunge. The Reds are flying ahead now, with the Yellows looking more than a little confused. Come on, Yellows. And the Yellows dropping pieces of their bridge in the gunge now. The Reds look to have some sort of system in place. Whilst the Yellows, well, your guess is as good as mine. They just can't seem to find the pieces they're after. Frantic construction on both sides of the tank, with the Yellows finally making some headway. But is it just going to be too little, too late for the Yellows? As the Reds force the last piece of their bridge into place, they are reaching for the lever. And there goes the red wagon. It's going to be the Reds by a mile, or at least by about 5 meters. A convincing win by the Reds there. OK. Well, quite clearly, that was a win for the red team. There you go. Let's have a look at what they've won. Ready, Nan? Each of you will be taking home an MP3 player, a planetarium, a marine copter, an electromagnetic kit, a kitchen chemistry set, and a 20 questions game for each of the red team. There you go. Yellows, here's the amazing thing, the big coincidence, because you would have won exactly the same. Instead of taking them home, though, unfortunately, you've got to blow them up because it's time for B-Day Goes Bang. And so, here we all are once again. Red team, how are you all feeling?
Brilliant.
Pretty good, yeah, pretty good.
Satisfied?
Behind your huge wheelbarrow full of prizes that you'll be taking home. That's a nice feeling. Here's an example of perhaps a less nice feeling. Yellow team, how are you feeling?
Well, God, kind of bad, but good because you get to blow stuff up.
You're really looking forward to this, aren't you? Good for you. What went wrong in that last game? Why didn't you win?
We didn't think like 5 seconds was that long, but obviously.
Yeah, well, getting those points early on does make a difference, that head start, and they were quick. Well, there we go. You've heard of the Big Bang Theory. Well, this is my Big Bang B-Day. They both work in the same way. Well, they both go bang. So, look, there's no putting it off any longer. Who's going to do the plunger?
We're all doing it.
Share the blame. I think that's best. Right, lift the plunger up into the firing position, please, yellow team. Thank you very much. Don't plunge it yet. Right, we're going to give you a countdown if we're all ready.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
That did it. Unfortunately, it is now time to say goodbye. We've been learning all about the weight of liquids today, and it's about the closest my lab rats have got to water in a long time. Bath night tonight, I reckon. See you very soon.
We know you love us and you probably do.
Blast Lab was recorded in front of a live studio audience. Probably no lab rats were hurt too badly during filming.
Go out.